Rental insurance. Let's talk insurance, folks. I'll be honest. When I got to this chapter, I wasn't sure how to go about it. Until the writing of this book, I had utilized standard landlord insurance. If something happened, only the structure itself would be covered, not the interior furnishings, decor, or appliances. Why had I done this? Well, it was cheaper. Quite a bit cheaper. As in, half as much. My insurance premium on Cottage West, my 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, was just $767 per year last year. And I will say that I have operated Cottage West for 3 years with little trouble or expense. We've had our adventures, to be sure. We've dealt with locals who smoked marijuana inside of the property, shot off a gun outside, it was New Year's, and then tried to get a refund by claiming one of them had woken up with a rash and they had seen a mouse. Another local who moved in overnight on a one-night stay. It looked as if they had brought the entire contents of their apartment with them, including televisions, decor, and more. A guest whose dog ate 2 rugs during the 2-day stay. A male prostitute who tried to break into the basement, likely to steal the copper. He succeeded only in breaking 2 new knives. A termite infestation. Multiple rodent infestations, one of which ended in a full refund being issued to the guests by Airbnb after their stay. They refused to leave their 3-night stay, even for a partial refund, and then requested a refund in full directly from Airbnb, who granted it. But as stressful as these events were, they were easily overcome. I've been lucky. I've never gotten bed bugs, for one. After I did the research on that and the subsequent costs, the saying penny wise and pound foolish came to mind. Let's just say that when it came to this chapter, my research was eye-opening. One incident of bed bugs, and you will be out around $750 to $1,800 for the treatment alone. And that's not counting lost income because of having to refund a guest who finds the bed bugs, or needing to cancel an incoming guest before you can eradicate the bed bugs. Recent advancements in pest control have meant that heat treatment, which was often twice as costly as the figures above, and shut down the property being treated for at least 24 hours, has now been replaced by a quicker chemical treatment. Bed bugs are a nightmare I have never had to deal with and hope never to have to. However, they were an important factor when I took a deep look at insurance companies that specialized in short-term rental insurance. After researching the different issues that can come up with a short-term rental and running down the list of differences, I am convinced that an insurance intended specifically for short-term rentals is a must for hosts who are operating a standalone property, i.e., not a property you live at or one that you rent through rental arbitrage. And here's why. Common short-term rental coverages include loss of income, excess use of utilities, infestation, bed bugs, termites, ants, cockroaches, etc., liquor liability, identity theft. I received a coverage quote from Proper for Cottage West. Frankly, I was dazzled by this coverage. Pretty much everything listed under the commercial general liability coverage had me interested in learning more. And when I saw the optional policy coverage enhancements, namely bed bug extermination and business revenue no deductible, they sold me. This wasn't just good insurance, this was great insurance. The total came in at $1,850 per year for coverage. Yes, it was more than twice what I was paying for landlord's insurance, but one incidence of bed bugs and the annual premium would pay for itself. I didn't want to stop there, however, so I reached out to a couple more STR insurers for more quotes. Lemonade, which came highly recommended, was unable or unwilling to provide a quote. I am unsure why, but I suspect it is the age of my property. Cottage West was built in 1920, and while we have renovated it from top to bottom with just about everything, new roof, windows, insulation, drywall, wiring, plumbing, and HVAC, the age of the property seemed to be an issue. When I reached out to farmers, they insisted on bundling the homeowner's insurance quote, it did not give an option specifically for STR insurance, with auto or life insurance when I tried online. Without bundling, I was faced with calling the company for a quote rather than requesting it online. I filled out another extensive online quote request with CBiz that is considered best for vacation homes by Investopedia and received a staggering quote of $5,650 per year. No thank you. Finally, I received a call from Foremost Insurance, which had initially told me they could not provide me with a quote online. After some informational questions, I received a quote of $3,336 to $3,501 annual premium, depending on whether I chose a $1,000 deductible or a $500 deductible. Also, I learned that Foremost does not provide bed bug coverage. I chose Proper for our coverage. They were thorough, straightforward, and knowledgeable. The process was straightforward as well. Their prices seemed reasonable when compared to the other STR-specific quotes, and their overall coverage was just what we were looking for. They also impressed me with reviews of them on the Better Business Bureau that showed their customer service was excellent and their claim payouts were relatively trouble-free. That said, it is vital that you take the time to shop around. Your experience might not be my experience, and finding the right insurance is a vital part of starting your STR journey off on the right foot. Here are some specific areas to look at if you currently have a standard homeowner's or landlord's insurance policy. A few STR-specific coverages to think about. Do I have at least $300,000 in liability coverage limits? Note, check your own local area's requirements. In my city, a minimum of $300K in liability is required for our STR license. Does my liability extend to off-premises in the event a guest is injured off my premises? Does my liability coverage extend to my amenities, such as swimming pools, hot tubs, bicycles, and more, as needed, of course? Do I have liquor liability coverage in the event I get pulled into a lawsuit surrounding alcohol use of a short-term rental guest? Does my coverage include assault and battery or invasion of privacy? Does my property insurance have limits on the damage caused by a guest? Do I carry bed bug coverage for both property and liability? In the event of an insurance claim, does my coverage include lost business income, and is there a time limit? Have I read actual STR insurance claims reviews regarding the insurance provider? Here is a list of companies I found who claim to specialize in short-term rental insurance. There are undoubtedly more out there, so please do your own research and talk to other hosts about their own personal experiences. The major companies specializing in short-term rental insurance include, but are not limited to, Allstate, American Family, American Modern, CBiz, and that's CBIZ, Farmers, Lemonade, Nationwide, Proper. Next up, anticipating costs for your short-term rental.